So Sean, let's talk about the city of Washington, not the county of Washington.
I see.
The city of Washington is right next to the city of St. George. And what we're going to do in this video is we're going to talk about the pros and cons of living in Washington.
So stay tuned. What's up, everybody? I'm Sean Dazad.
And I'm Courtney Dazad, and we're with Keller Williams Realty right here in St. George, Utah. And if you want to know everything there is to know about what it's like to live here, especially from the outside, the perspective of an outsider, someone who's never, grown up here, we moved here, and, you want to know the good and the bad, definitely press the subscribe and press the bell so that you're notified every time we upload a new video, because we upload new videos every week.
Yeah, and if you're watching this channel, you're probably thinking, wow, Sean, I love St. George. I love the red rocks. I love the majesty. I just love it here. And I can't wait to move here, but I don't know the area. I'm out of state. I don't even know what to do. And I totally get that. It can be totally overwhelming. And that's why you want to reach out to us so we can have that conversation to find out what specifically you're looking for so we can direct you to that perfect property. So whether you're looking to buy or sell a home, what you want to do is you want to give us a call, shoot us a text, or send us an email.
Or you can reach out to us via WhatsApp. However you want to get a hold of us, we've got your back. So in some ways, the city of Washington, not in some ways, in many ways, it just kind of
extension of St. George.
It kind of just they kind of just bleed into each other. And when you're driving around, you don't even realize you're in Washington until you look at your car and then it tells you you're in Washington. Yeah, you're like, oh, this is Washington. Yeah. Especially when you're traveling along like River Road and then
it becomes Red Cliffs.
Yeah, it becomes Red Cliffs.
And then it becomes Telegraph.
Yeah, and then it becomes Telegraph. And then you're like, oh, I'm in Washington now.
Yes.
Yeah. So Washington, and it has a population of about,
28,000.
Yeah, 28,000. And then St. George has about 87,000. In many ways, it is very similar to St. George, right? So in a lot of ways, these are the pros and cons of living in St. George.
Yeah, now some locals, okay, so obviously this is an outsider's perspective. Mm-hmm. So we kind of look at Washington, St. George as kind of one entity in most, like honestly, in almost every way that I can think of. Yeah. However, again, I may get some hate from...
Except they have a different community center, which I really like.
Yeah, it is actually a great community. But I will say, I don't notice a dramatic difference between the two cities.
No.
Now, maybe the locals will kind of destroy us on the comments, saying that they're so different. Mm-hmm. I don't see it from an outsider's perspective, that it seems like, again, if you're kind of looking into St. George and you're kind of going, oh, what's Washington like? Is it drastically different? No. I would honestly, when we were looking for a home here, we didn't see, we looked at Washington and St. George as basically a very, the same general geographic thing. We weren't looking at it as, oh, I don't want to live in Washington for this or that, or whatever. It's kind of they pretty much offer the vast majority of the same benefits.
So first, let's talk about what I would say is the biggest con of this region, Washington and St. George and Southern Utah. That's the heat in the summer. That's the thing that I like the least, I would say.
Yeah, I guess, so as a con, because obviously weather, I would say, we're kind of cheating in this one because it's actually a pro and a con in this
that's true.
scenario. So
9 months, huge pro.
Huge pro.
3 months.
Massive pro. That's why everyone, that's why a lot of people move here is because of those 9 months.
Yeah.
Those other 3 months in the summer, it's hot and very hot.
A lot of people actually leave in the summer. There are a lot of people that they have homes and other places that leave in the summer, because it is super hot.
Yeah, so we're not, triple digits, very normal in the summer, and above 110, it can happen,
the entire month of July, I feel like is 115.
Yeah, August is pretty hot too. So, but again, so it's hot, right? So we're not sugarcoating it. It's hot in the summer. Now, it's tall. You have to get your mind right. Obviously, if you're expecting, it not to be hot, you're going to be in for a rude awakening. Mm-hmm. If you're going to go in there knowing, okay, it's going to be hot, just got to get your mind right, you'll be fine. You just kind of have to work around it. You want to do your activities mostly in the morning, because that heat kind of hits hard and it kind of persists into late into the evening, honestly. It gets pretty warm. And then I would say that also another thing you want to understand though, is that while it's hot, at least it's a dry heat.
Yeah.
So let's say we're comparing this.
In the monsoon.
That's true.
But then it cools down.
Yes. So it kind of offsets.
Yeah, we actually had a lot of monsoons this summer, and I actually liked it. Yeah. It was actually cooler.
Well, and also we needed the water anyway, so it was good.
True.
Yeah, and also when you're kind of comparing, let's say St. George to some of the other areas that people probably be looking at similarly, if they're looking at. Well, Phoenix, similar dry heat. I would say that we're not as hot as Phoenix, though.
And it's not, the summer isn't as long either.
Yeah, so the summer's not as long and it's not as hot, because we also have a little bit of elevation here, right, about 2,600 feet, which kind of helps. But also, if you're comparing us, let's say...
Well, compared to Las Vegas. Las Vegas is a little hotter, not much, a little hotter. And I would say that their summer is a little longer than ours.
And also, if we're talking about, let's say Texas, right? Texas has the humidity hitting.
Mm-hmm.
So we don't have, we have the dry heat. So when it's like 112 and feels like 112, whereas Texas, like if it's 90 and feels like 110 because that humidity like is so thick.
Yeah.
It's like soup. I mean, it's like crazy. But here, it's at least a dry heat.
One huge pro of Washington/St. George is the rest of the 9 months out of the year.
Exactly.
And specifically our very mild winters, right? That is a huge reason.
Honestly, even just the fall and spring. I mean, it's just nice.
The fall and spring is just like, nice, right? It's like so nice.
Yes.
But then the winter, it can get cooler, even into the 20s, but the actual like amount of snow.
It's just that, if anything's like a dusting of snow.
Yeah,
every so often you get a weird like snow thing, but it's very rare. Mm-hmm. In general, the winters are dry also.
Yeah, for sure.
And then again, what's nice is that we're not shoveling snow in the winter. It's nice that you could be outdoors because it's not raining a lot either. So if you're looking to golf and stuff, you're doing that all year round.
Mm-hmm. And I would say we get a lot of sunny days out of the year.
Oh yeah,
I mean,
sure.
you feel, I just feel like when the sky is blue, I'm happier. So I feel like a lot of times
you feel less sad.
Yeah. So another pro of the city of Washington is the outdoor lifestyle here, right?
For sure.
I mean, Zion is one, right? But there's just so much more beyond Zion.
Tons of national parks, tons of just different trails,
state parks,
like
different. 45 minutes you're in, pine trees.
Well, there's also like parks and stuff, like just normal parks, right? Like
the
city parks.
Yeah.
I mean, exactly. And you obviously have golf courses. Mm-hmm. You have stuff you could do all year round, and again, it's made for the outdoor lifestyle.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, that is a huge reason why people live here.
Yeah.
For the fun things you can do outside, the camping, just the general beauty, and then just how
often you can do it.
Yeah, how often you can do it. This is kind of like a pro and a con of the city of Washington. I mean, in terms of shopping and dining, like you're never going to get the shopping and dining that you would get, let's say, in Las Vegas, which is like a huge metropolitan area and one of the best places in the world for shopping and dining, right? So I would definitely say that the shopping and dining in Washington punches above its weight class, right?
Yeah, let's be real. I mean, you have to have a certain level of population to accommodate these like bigger chain stores. I mean, honestly, I don't even want to say that. Like, it's just more variety of stores.
Yeah, because the variety, that's, I feel like, what's missing.
Yeah, because we have a ton of big box stores right here. So, like, Telegraph Road is one of those major thoroughfares for, like, commercial/retail stuff. And then what Telegraph Road is actually becomes, like, Red Cliffs Drive, which becomes River Road.
River Road.
Yeah.
So a river runs through Washington.
Oh, and then but what you have is like this is like a huge between like all those three. I mean, they're all the same road. They're all like they just kind of have different names depending on where they are. But you have just like a lot of big box stores. You have lots of grocery. You have grocery stores here. You have a Costco that's not technically. It's literally on the border of Washington, so it's like right next to. It's in St. George technically, but literally it's across.
It's like one street across.
I don't even think it's a street. It's like literally across the road.
Oh.
Yeah, so it's right there, and so you have like a ton of. Again, the fact that you have all this at your disposal here is pretty amazing. Given again the whole Washington County is only like 200,000 people.
So another pro of the city of Washington is that it's close to Vegas. So as we mentioned, if there's something that you can't find here, like let's say you need to get that, I don't know, I'm not a shopper, so I can't even I literally never buy anything. So I don't know, what's something that you would want to get in Vegas if you're like a big shopper?
If you need to go to Hermes to get your Birkin bag, I guess you can't do that here, right? Yeah. So you have to take that 2-hour drive down to Vegas and
maybe like really fine clothes or like jewelry or
need to go to Trader Joe's.
Oh, Trader Joe's.
Yeah, we don't have a Trader Joe's here. Yeah,
Whole Foods. Have a Whole Foods.
Yeah, so we don't have everything here, but we have like a lot of natural. We have if you're for grocery aspects, we have a lot of options, but we don't have Trader Joe's. Maybe one day we might get one. We'll see what happens. And then we don't have obviously Whole Foods like you were mentioning.
Yeah. And then another nice thing about being that close to Vegas is that you get the world-class fine dining in Vegas. Because Sean and I are big foodies. And that was something that I was a little bit worried about just because I am such a big foodie. I'm like, well, I'm not going to have like the variety of restaurants that I'm used to. But Vegas is so close and so easy to get to that I honestly don't miss it. Because like day to day, you're not doing it, right?
Well, I don't know about you. I'm going to Red Robin for my fine dining, like especially when it's 1/3 capacity. Like it's.
Sean's making a joke because okay, so at this moment at the time of the recording,
labor is still pretty tight.
Labor is tight here, right? Like, or as it is across the entire country, right? Like, there's definitely like staffing issues.
Yeah, like
specifically, he's talking about Red Robin in Washington.
My son and I went on a father-son date night, and we were like, "Oh, let's go to Red Robin. Like, it's a fun place." And it's Red Robin's great.
Yeah, they have good burgers.
But I was like, it's going like it was like not late. It was like that was a Friday, but it wasn't like
5 o'clock.
Yeah, on a Friday we went.
Yeah.
And the wait was an hour. I'm like, why is it so long? And then I peek into the restaurant. And I'm going, there's like no one in here. Like it was like 1/3 capacity literally, and because of that, the wait was forever. I mean, again, it's a shame that it's such a tight labor market, but it is what it is. So. Again, it was our ongoing joke about Red Robin and its issues.
It's kind of. I mean, I would actually go more because I do actually think they have good burgers.
Yeah,
but I'm always like, I don't want to wait like an hour and a half.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's pretty insane. I mean, again, it's what we're dealing with for the moment. But just be aware if you want to go to Red Robin, you can be waiting a little bit.
So another big pro about the city of Washington is that seemingly everything is about 15 minutes away. Like this is how it is in all of like St. George. Is like it's so easy to get around everywhere you want to go.
Yes, exactly. I mean, while you're looking for like some national park stuff, like it's pretty close by.
Well, that's not 15 minutes.
Well, not Zion.
But I'm saying like your day-to-day life. Like let's say you need to go here, then you need to go to this store, then you need to go do this, then you go to like your errands that you're running. Literally 15 minutes away everywhere you're going.
It's pretty shocking, actually.
So another pro of Washington, and this is public information, you can go on niche.com. There's lots of highly rated schools. There's lots of highly rated charter schools here. There's very popular language immersion programs here. We have Spanish and Mandarin and Portuguese. Although I'm not quite, I think there's one Portuguese school. I'm not sure if it's in the city of Washington, but it's close. It's like in the little St. George / Washington proper. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's another big pro about the city of Washington.
Yeah, this is according to niche.com, so we're not like telling you, these schools, like again, just niche.com has their criteria, how they rank things or rate things, and Washington schools come up very high.
Yeah, and if you actually look at U.S. News and World Report, their rankings like best states to live in, Utah itself is number 3 out of all 50 states. And then for schools, meaning from preschool all up to university, it's number 10. So again, good education system here according to the rankings. And then speaking of pros, obviously, Utah Tech is very close to the city of Washington. I mean, what is it, like 5 minutes away?
Yeah.
And which is, growing very rapidly, popular because it has like very small class sizes and it's very inexpensive, right?
For a university.
For a university. And then obviously we have Dixie Tech, which is a community college, obviously focusing on technology.
Yeah, now these are technically in St. George, but they're really close by.
Really
so
close.
It's just nice that you have, like, not only do you have K through 12, but actually you have university and junior college right there too.
Another thing that we really like about the city of Washington, we really like the City of Washington Community Center. It's got a great pool there. It's got facilities like, climbing gym, basketball, all of this stuff. There's a lot of stuff usually happening out there. The only thing is that it is closed on Sundays. So
just be aware of that.
Yeah. So in the summer, if you want a nice big public pool, like it's not available on Sunday. Another great thing about the city of Washington, lots of great golf courses, right? I mean, that's...
So yeah, you have this amazing weather. Like again, you can be out golfing 12 months out of the year.
You can. A lot of people will golf like super early. We start at 6 a.m.
Yeah,
in the summer. In the summer, yeah.
But so you have all year-round golfing at your disposal, which is pretty cool. Don't recommend it during when it's raining because we do get thunderstorms here. Yes. So not a great idea to be holding a metal rod in a thunderstorm. Yeah. Otherwise, though, the other, but when it's not raining, which is the vast majority of the year, you're pretty solid.
Another great thing about the city of Washington is there is so much beautiful new construction. And if you actually, talk to anybody who's maybe lived in St. George for, 20 years or something, they'll always talk about how Washington used to be like nothing, right? And
fields.
Now, it's fields. And now, like specifically Washington Fields, that's a little neighborhood in Washington.
It's one of our favorite spots, actually, in all of Washington County. I just love what they're doing as far as developing there. Maybe the purists want more land, like huge plots of land, but realistically speaking, any new construction, for the most part, is going to have, decent sized lots, but not huge lots, right? I mean, it's just not part of their economic model. Yeah. But what's nice is that you get just, honestly, these homes are really cute. I mean, I love what these builders have done. And again, you don't have to buy brand new. You could buy properties that are literally a year or two old. I mean, or like 2015 and newer, and you still get all that new kind of feel to it. So, but it gives you more variety, more options to choose from.
Another great thing about the city of Washington is it's right next to, the Intermountain Healthcare Hospital here in St. George.
Yeah, so it's in St. George, not in Washington itself, but very close by.
Yeah, which is a very highly rated hospital facility.
Yeah, what's cool about it is that you drive by, you go, this cannot be just servicing this area of Washington County, because it looks like a hospital that should be like in LA.
Los Angeles,
yeah, so it just gets kind of crazy that, because it's a very impressive building, but beyond and these looks run beyond, like, are more than skin deep here too. Like, it's not only a beautiful facility, but the actual level of talent they have, the doctors that they have here are fantastic too. Like, we actually, anecdotally speaking, we had a good friend that, he had an incident, like a medical incident that came up.
Yeah, he's not from here. He had it while he was here, though.
Yeah. And so he had, this was the nearest hospital. So he was there, got all mended up. And, sometimes when these, emergency situations happen, it's not the best. You don't necessarily, you just get like, you're alive, but it's not like done well, right? Because you don't have the chance to choose who your surgeon or whatever is going to be. But when he went to his specialist back in California.
Yeah, this is like a world-renowned specialist, like UCSD.
Yeah, so he just looked up everything, looked at what was done. He's like, this is perfect. This is exactly what I would have done. So anecdotally speaking, we're just very happy. We're obviously thankful that he was okay. He was okay and mended up correctly. But that just kind of like goes to show, like, how, again, they're always advertising and trying to get the best talent into this hospital.
So that's it. That's our video.
And remember, we are licensed realtors in the state of Utah. So as much as we love making these videos, what we love more is to help you with your real estate needs. So whether you're looking to buy or sell a home, what you want to do is you want to give us a call, shoot us a text, or send us an email.
Or you can reach out to us via WhatsApp. However you want to get a hold of us, we've got your back.